Good morning. It's about 6:30 in the morning, and it is about 46 degrees, 48 degrees, I don't know. I'm in Flagstaff with my friend Logan.
Hey.
Say hi to everyone.
It's 44 degrees.
Is it? Okay. And we are on the Humphreys Peak Trail. It starts at about 8,000 feet, and we will go to the peak, the top of Mount Humphreys, the tallest peak in Arizona, anyway. It's a little over 12,000 feet, and we will do about 3,300 feet elevation gain and about a 9.2 mile round trip hike. And so it's Friday, August 31st. It is cold, man.
Yeah, it's a little sniffly.
It's cold.
We're just exposed right now.
Right. Right. So it's Friday, August 31st. So if you're wondering about where Carl is, he and I are.
Carl?
Yeah, where's Carl? Carl Dobbins, my good friend. Our schedules just didn't really align. In fact, I was planning on today being a rest day. We had planned to do a big run tomorrow on Saturday. Carl couldn't really do that for good reason. His son CJ has a track meet today, so he's gonna go to that. So good luck, CJ. I'm expecting big things from you. And so I was actually planning, as I said, today being a rest day. Then I heard my friend Logan was gonna be coming up here to do Humphreys, and I asked him if I could tag along.
Of course.
So Logan comes up here very often. This will be what, your fourth time?
This will be the fourth this year, yeah.
Okay.
For 18.
That's awesome. And so we're gonna have fun doing that. It's a beautiful place.
Yeah.
And it's quite a change. It's probably like, man, 40 degrees cooler at the start than I'm used to for now, so it's awesome. We're heading into the very dense forest. There are pine trees and aspen trees, and man, they're so close together.
Nice
big boulders and everything. Yeah, it seems like there's actually a lot of moisture around, but this is dry, huh?
This is dry
compared to what you've seen in the last several months. And this forest is so dense. Logan was making a joke about we're heading into Fangorn Forest. So maybe we'll see an ant or two. Reasons that I wanted to tag along with Logan up here on this going to Humphreys Peak is the elevation gain. The trail is very, very rocky. It's very rugged, and the elevation gain you gain in 4.6. I don't know what's the. Yeah, 4.6 miles from the trailhead to the peak. You gain about 3,300, so almost 1,000 feet in elevation per mile. A little less than that, but that's very similar to the Grand Canyon. When Carl and I left the Grand Canyon the last time in May, one of the things we kind of agreed upon is next time we want to do more climbing, more training going uphill. And that's definitely what Logan and I are doing today. So it's beautiful out here. We've come to this clearing where there's all these boulders, this really amazing boulder field.
That's a nice boulder.
Yeah, and then this beautiful view out there. And on a very clear day, well, I don't know if you can see it from here, but from the peak on a very clear day, you can actually see the Grand Canyon. It's pretty cool. Logan and I actually worked together. We worked together for about 5 years. And So I wanted to ask you though, you've been coming up here quite a bit, and you do a lot of running and stuff like that. You were talking about trail running before I ever really started getting into it. So what's been the appeal for you?
I love being outside. You know, being outside, praying, spending time with the Lord, and then when you're doing trail running, and this may be extreme right here, but like if you get a shot of the rocks here, if you're running on something like this, the awareness and the clarity you have to not like fall and hit your face on the rocks, you know, is something. And so when you're done, you're just like, you get that high, that adrenaline rush. It's amazing. So a combination of a ton of stuff. It's therapeutic too, just being outside and not having access to email, which Jared knows about, you know, and stuff like that is very healing. So, and this is, God made this for us to enjoy. So
I couldn't have said it any better than Logan. That's a lot of the reasons why I've been doing this and why I continue to do this. It's just a great way to get outdoors and to get in shape. And a lot of people, you know, people find out that I'm doing this and they say, oh, I didn't know you were a runner. And I kind of like, I have to say, well, I don't know if I'm really a runner. I just like being outdoors and I like running on a trail. And honestly for me, and I hope that no one gets offended by this, but running on the road is just not as appealing. And sometimes I go out there and it almost feels a lot like chores, like I'm doing work. And it's not as enjoyable for me. I do it and I do enjoy it, but not nearly as much as the adventure of getting outdoors and running on a trail. There's just nothing like it. So we took a quick break. We're getting ready to head back up or get back on the trail and head up to the peak. So we got to the top of Humphreys Peak. The wind was crazy, man. It was really cold and the wind was blowing. I don't know how hard it was blowing, but enough to feel like it was gonna knock you over. And it was awesome. I've gotten down to the 11,000 foot mark, 11,400. I don't know if you can see the sign behind me. The 11,400 feet, point right here. I didn't record any dialogue at all up at the top because the wind was just blowing way too much. And it's very hard to record dialogue, to do any sort of commentary when the wind is blowing like that. So what's happening is I left Logan at the top. He was going to spend a little more time up there. And I'm barreling down the trail at a pretty quick pace. I came up here because I wanted to train going uphill, but also need to train going downhill. Of course, I also came up here to experience this beautiful place and to hang out with Logan. We've been talking about doing this actually for a couple of years. And this didn't really fit into my original plan. The original plan was Carl and I were going to go back to Pine tomorrow. But like I said earlier, our schedules just didn't really align very well. So we're going to train separately this weekend. Man, my nose keeps running. But the reason I've left Logan up there is that I'm going to go down to the bottom and come back up because I want to get more miles and because I want to get more climbing training, going uphill training, elevation gain training, whatever you want to call it. And I don't know how far I'm going to come up. I'm not going to go all the way to the peak. I'll probably come up to this point, but I'm going to play it by ear. So I'm going to get back to it. So I came all the way down, almost to the trailhead. I actually stopped. There's a sign and a place where you can register, put your name in a box so they know you're on the trail, kind of thing. And took a little break, and I've turned around. Now, I don't know how far I'm gonna go, but I just wanted to get some more elevation gain. So, more climbing. So I'm gonna keep going. Now, this trail is pretty rugged. It's very rugged. And coming down, I'm usually pretty good at coming down, and even with rough terrain. But man, this terrain is incredibly rough, and I've twisted both ankles multiple times. I've, almost fallen multiple times. And I mean, I'm okay, but that I really need to learn more or practice more running downhill with obstacles. I mean, it's incredible. If you look at the trail, it's very rugged, which is really good because going down South Kaibab, very rugged, very, there's potholes, there's rocks, there's boulders, there's logs. You're going down, it's very steep, and you have to really watch your step, right? And so being on this is really good training for that, which can only help. Once again, I don't know how far up I'm gonna go. I don't think I'm gonna go all the way up to 11,000 feet. I am pretty tired right now, but so I'm just gonna play it by ear. Just keep on going until I decide to turn around. Maybe I'll turn around when I pass Logan. He's on his way down right now, so maybe depends on how fast he's going. If he shows up here in like 5 minutes, I'll probably keep going, but we'll see.
What's up, man? How'd you do?
So, like I said, if I see Logan, in 5 minutes, I was gonna keep going. I was kind of hoping he was going a little slower because I actually feel pretty good, so I think I need to keep going.
Okay.
I wanted to go with Logan into Flagstaff and grab a burger, but while I'm here and since we only have a few weeks left, I need to make the most of it.
Yeah, dude, I mean, it's beautiful. It's like, this is a really perfect day.
Yeah.
Other than the very top, but.
Yeah, it's awesome. I don't think I'm gonna go. I was gonna go up to that 11,000 foot point. I don't think I'm gonna go that far because that's pretty. The altitude definitely makes it harder.
Right.
The cool temperatures make it easier.
Because you're taking deeper breaths and yeah.
Yeah. So the idea, I didn't say this earlier, but the idea coming up here, I was thinking, I guess I was overambitious thinking I'm going to go do this twice, right? Do a double. I think I could probably do it, but I don't know if I would survive the drive home or if I would survive the coming down because this is crazy. Have you twisted your ankle at all?
No, I've rolled it a couple times, but thankfully, I'm all healed. So
yeah, okay. Well, I've rolled my ankles a bunch of times.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it hasn't been a sprain or haven't been that bad. But all right, well, I'm gonna say goodbye to Logan. I want to say thank you to Logan for letting me tag along.
Yeah, anytime, dude. Let's do it again.
Yeah, absolutely.
And next time you can, I mean, just, hit the casita and we can, if we know we're going to do the same route, then just stay in the casita and we head up.
Yeah, what he's saying is, so I live an hour away from his house. I had to get up at 2:45 this morning to meet him in Anthem. We met in Anthem, and then we drove up here, actually drove separate cars because of this plan that I had of trying to go farther. So once again, this is something we've been talking about for a couple years, and we're finally up here doing this, and it's been awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
Right on, buddy.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, it was. I just met Don Matthew, and we got to talking. He's on his way down. He went up to the top as well, and I'm going back up, as I mentioned earlier. And we start talking, and it turns out that he has run the Grand Canyon rim to rim to rim. He did it in 14 hours.
A little under 15.
A little under
Yeah,
15.
I call it 14.
14 plus. Okay, there you go. That's all the same.
Yeah.
And you did that a few years ago.
Yeah.
And we were
When I was much more fit than I am now.
But now you live in Sedona.
Yes.
And then he was telling me that he goes up there on the weekends and getting ready for that trip that you did.
Yep.
He would go up there and do rim to rim quite a bit.
Yep, repeatedly, yeah.
If you have, I was asking him for some advice, and he's got some experience. And if you have some advice for anybody wanting to do something like that, what do you tell them?
Just go out easy and gentle and don't put pressure on yourself. You're trying to go 16 hours. Mm-hmm. Be very flexible and just take it as it comes. Okay. You can't just push it. You can be very patient. Very patient. That's the best thing.
I'm learning that in this adventure. In this quest of mine to do this, I am definitely learning patience. It's being beaten into me.
Yes.
And so, Don, what about somebody who hasn't been doing these workouts, and they're just sitting on the couch and thinking, man, that sounds like a fun thing to do, and they wanted to go do rim to rim to rim. What would you say to that person?
Well, that person probably wouldn't listen to me. I'd tell his best friend to tie him up and don't let him go. Don't even think about it.
That's awesome.
Don't even think about it.
That's
If you're marginally fit, you can do a walk, rim to rim.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe I was over there one time, and I was going to rim to rim, and I met a guy that started at midnight one day, and his goal was to finish at midnight the next day. And he was walking 24 hours, and you can do that.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't have to be super fit.
Mm-hmm.
But there again, it's patience and take it easy and hydrate, and, eat. Anybody can really do it if they marginally fit, but off the couch with nothing,
no way.
Dangerous.
Yeah, very,
dangerous.
very, very dangerous. And
Yes.
and sadly, the Bright Angel Trail has a reputation for being one of the most dangerous trails in the world. And it's because of this, where people are not fit and they go down. It's easy to go downhill. They don't have enough water and try to go back uphill, and then they run into trouble.
Yeah.
So what he just described is basically that's how I started. I was marginally fit, and we went to hike it, and I didn't make it the first time. I made it rim to rim. And in 2017, I trained, went back, and was able to hike it in 20 and a half hours.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a hike.
Perfect, yeah.
I ran as much as some of it. I jogged some of it, but it was mostly hiking. So if you're interested in doing something like that, take some advice from Don and become marginally fit first, and then take it slow.
Yeah, and then once you become marginally fit, don't try to do the rim to rim, right away.
Right away.
Go down there and explore how much your body can take. Like go down to the river and back. That's 18 miles. Try that, and if that works, then you can go further. But don't take it all at one time. The
Build
first time.
gradually.
Yes.
Very good advice from a guy who's been there, done that. Don,
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Well, Jared, thank you. Good seeing you.
Absolutely, man. You have a good rest of the day.
You too.
Thanks. I just met Steve and Patricia. Actually, I met them at the top of Humphreys Peak today, and they're on their way back.
And you're on your way back up.
I'm on my way back up. I don't know how far I'm going to get, but they asked me, what are you doing? What are you training for? And I told them, well, I'm going to go do the Grand Canyon. They're like, oh, yeah, we're doing that October 9th.
Uh-huh.
Okay, we'll be up there on the 5th, and they're going to be up there on the 9th. And then I hear they've done that how many times?
I think 20.
20 times.
20 times.
20 times.
Including a couple times going both ways.
Wow. So 20 rim to rims and including a couple rim to rim to rims.
We used to run.
We used to run.
Really?
Those
Yeah.
days are gone.
That's so
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
That is awesome. Well, Dave and Patricia.
Steve and Patricia.
I'm sorry, Steve and Patricia. So very nice to meet you. It's just amazing the people that you meet on the trail.
It is.
Absolutely.
I hope you have good luck.
I do too.
You'll have fun anyway. It's
Yeah.
it's so much fun.
So this is now the third time I have seen this sign today. Once going up, once coming back down, and now a third time on my way back up. And I think I'm gonna call it good. I'm not gonna go to the top again. It's getting late in the day. The clouds are gathering. If there's gonna be a thunderstorm, as there oftentimes is up here, I don't want to be caught in it, exposed up on the top of this mountain. I'd rather be in the trees. So I'm gonna turn around and head back down and see how that goes. Well, made it back to the parking lot. It's about 3 o'clock and a little later than I wanted to be today, but I really need to get the longer runs, the elevation gain. And I don't even know what I ended up with the mileage or the elevation gain. We'll have to try to figure that out. My phone died, so Strava crashed, and so I don't really know what I ended up doing. So I had scheduled today as a rest day. It certainly turned out to be a pretty epic rest day. It wasn't really planned. It sort of fell into place because our other plans sort of got, sort of didn't work out. But man, I am so happy. It turned out to be an incredible day. It's a beautiful place, and I have to say, I feel pretty good. Went to the top of Mount Humphreys, 12,000 something feet, and then came back down, went all the way up to 11,000 feet, 11,400, and I feel pretty good. So I'm encouraged by this. I needed this day just for my mind, just for my mental preparedness. Just a few more weeks and we go back to the Grand Canyon to try again. Looking forward to that. Today was just an incredible day. If you find yourself in the area, once again, come up to Flagstaff, come up to Humphreys Peak Trail, give it a shot. It's pretty amazing. See you next week.
Very appealing.
Logan and I
Have
actually
something
work
on my
together.
cheek. No.
Okay, what the heck was I saying? Oh, really, whoa, hey, whoa. I'm gonna fall over.
GoPro.
No, that was starting, yeah. I hope we got over that.
Dang it, GoPro.
Yeah, no, I do argue with this thing every once in a while. GoPro! And it's been awesome up here. We've been
Bye,
talking about
GoPro.
doing this. No, we're talking to YouTube.
Okay. Oh, YouTube. By YouTube.
Yeah, they don't know we're the GoPro is.
Oh, there's not even a camera.
GoPro,
Oh man, I messed up again.
This
I overacted.
the GoPro is the portal into the world of YouTube. Yeah. Look at that. Which way should I go?